Pecan pie. Hi, I'm Anupa and I welcome you to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana, and now I'm going to show you a simple recipe, and rather I would dedicate this recipe to Valentine's Day. Instead of making chocolates and something with strawberries, why not make something with pecan? It's a unique ingredient, something which may be very easily available where you live. Please buy lots of pecan and let's make pecan pie. So to make pecan pie, what do we need? We need pecan nuts, eggs, salt, frozen butter, brown sugar, melted butter, liquid glucose, corn syrup, refined flour, powdered sugar. So for this recipe we have to divide it into two parts. One part is where we make the pecan mixture and one is the short crust. So to make the short crust we need to take refined flour in a bowl. To this we will add in powdered sugar. Since it is a dessert recipe, the short crust is going to have some amount of sugar. If you have to make a savory pie, always remember that there will not be any sugar to this. A little bit of salt. And here I have frozen butter cubes. Just add all of this to it. If you are doing it in a bowl like this, you have to just break the butter into the flour and then you have to rub it together till this entire mixture resembles breadcrumbs. So this can be done in an electric beater as well, or you can do this in a dough maker as well. But do not use too much of your hands because the warmth of the hands is going to melt the butter. So just mix this up like this. I am just cutting the butter into the flour. Just gather it together. So this is done. The butter is still there, if you can see little bit of lumps, just crush it lightly with your hands but do not let it melt. And now we need to just put in a little bit of chilled water. Here I have some chilled water. Add the water and just gather the dough. Do not knead it, just make sure everything comes in together like this. We do not want the dough to have too much of gluten, it should not go soft. This dough has to go crispy, for which there is so much of butter in this, and we are not going to knead it, not going to stretch the dough at all. So just get it together like this. So this is how the dough should be. Just bring it together. And now we need to rest this dough for a while. You can either wrap it in aluminum foil or a cling wrap, or just wrap this bowl and keep it in the fridge for it to get a little firm. So while the dough is resting in the fridge, we will make the mixture for the pie. Okay, so while the short crust is in the fridge, let's quickly make the mixture for the pecan. So for which we need to take 2 eggs. Here goes in brown sugar or demerara, vanilla essence, and you just have to beat this up a bit. There are a lot many other ingredients which have to go into this, but once you add in the eggs, just beat them up a bit like this. You do not need to use an electric beater for this, it just have to be mixed up well. That is it. Now with a wet spoon, take liquid glucose. So after we put in liquid glucose, again mix it up, followed by some corn syrup. Then let's add in some melted butter. So here all the ingredients have gone in. So finally we are left with pecan nut. I am just going to crush them like this. And just put it in. We will leave some whole pecans for garnish. We will leave it aside. And the remaining ones, let us crush them again with hand and we will put this in. Mix it up again nicely. And now what we will do is we will keep this aside. And now let us bring the short crust out of the fridge. So now let us take a portion of the short crust. I am using a spring bottom pie dish. So what we have to do is start lining it up. Wherever necessary, use a little bit of dry flour and just line it up like this. Just take some flour in your hand and just don't make the crust or the pie lining too thick. You can even roll out a nice good disc and then arrange it onto this, but I prefer doing it this way because this is how I come to know how thick I need it. And while you press it with your hands, you come to know if it's evenly rolled out or no. Okay, so this is it. Just take a knife and whatever is excess, you can just get rid of it this way. So after you have lined this up, we'll just knock this so that this doesn't swell up while baking. And I want to blind bake this, for which the oven has been preheated to 200 degrees Celsius. And now I'll put this in. So for about 10 minutes, we'll blind bake this, bring it out later, put in the pecan mixture and then bake it once again. Oh wow, you see this? This is like half done. Now this is the pecan mixture that we've made. So now just mix this up well and you just have to pour this in. So once you've put this in, you can take some whole pecans and just arrange it on top. Even if it goes down, don't worry, it will come up. You can actually create a nice good pattern. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to put this back in the oven and we'll bake while the entire custard in this is cooked completely. That wouldn't take time, it will be somewhere around 15 minutes, and let's come back to see how this entire thing looks once it's completely done. Okay, so this is out of the oven. It's still quite soft in the center, but that's how a pecan pie is. You just take a little bit of butter, melted butter, and just brush this on top for this lovely glaze and cut it. And if you wish to serve it warm, you can even warm it a little later in the microwave. But for me, this is done. And since I've made a small pie, I'm going to serve this entirely like this with some nice ice cream. So if it's hot, just lift this up and just, okay, so this is done. Bring it out. It's hot right now. So we'll just leave it just as it is and serve it with ice cream the way you like it, or you can just serve a nice big portion of this pie, nice and warm, to anybody, or for that matter, even your Valentine. Enjoy pecan pie.